Okay, this is Ringwalk Media in association with Bartley Carter Racing and Redline Supercars. Mr. Sean McComb, it's been a little while. Nice to see you, my friend.
Nice to see you, Jonathan. It has been a while. I've been off the radar. Still training, but I've been off the radar.
Well, listen, before we talk boxing, congratulations. You finally made an honest woman of you, a good lady.
Yeah, 100%. It's very brave to say yes.
I mean, what a wedding. I see some of the photos and some of the footage online from all those who were in attendance, and it looked like a brilliant, brilliant day.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Smashing day. Everybody had a blast, and it was one that I think very few people will forget because it had everything. We done it right.
Yeah, that's nice to hear and nice to see, mate. Well, listen, let's talk boxing. It's been a while, April, since the robbery in New York,
Yeah.
where your mate Barbosa decided that he was going to have a word with the judges, and I have no idea how that fight came that way. But it's been a bit frustrating, I'm assuming, for you since then.
Yeah, I mean, um, we always thought right away it's like you think you may get a rematch. Or they were on a rematch. They told me on the night debut, obviously, whenever everything settles down, and it's like, nope, what's the point? But it's very frustrating because that seems to be the only question people ask me. Are you getting the rematch? Are you getting the rematch? Are you getting the rematch? And I'm like, no. He's fighting Jose Ramirez now. And they're like, so what happens now? And I'm like, I don't know. Haven't a clue. Just back in the I'm just back until that same position I was in before I fought Barbosa of just not knowing when I'm fighting, and that's what happens when you don't have a promoter.
Yeah.
Um, I've obviously got a great manager in Lee Eaton, but trying to get on a big show and have a promoter put the money up for you against a big name is the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think people have asked you about the rematch because everybody knew that you'd won that fight, so they want to see a bit of justice done. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, of course, 100%. And I often say if I was in the same position as Arnold Barboza, I would honor the rematch to try and prove to myself.
Yeah,
Because realistically, he's in a position now where he's fighting Saudi against Ramirez on the riot season, and he didn't beat me. He
no,
knows he didn't beat me. Um, but I mean, I don't blame him. I can't blame him for not fighting me because I know
no.
I'll do the same again.
Yeah, even so, it's still frustrating because he's gone on to a Riyadh card in November, which is clearly going to make him a few quid. And, that's probably where you deserve to be at that point. Your career has been tough at the very least because you are so good and people don't want to fight you. So the fact that he's there and you're not is probably just a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a bitter pill as well. And listen, I've been through a lot of shit in my career, like even as an amateur. A lot of shit that would have broke like a lot of other fighters. It hasn't broke me, and
Of course.
like I know for a fact I'm good enough to be a world champion. And I just feel like if I didn't enjoy boxing so much, I probably would have checked it in a long time ago. So I'm very positive and I'm optimistic on getting an opportunity. I know like an opportunity almost failed me, a big one. Um, where Devin Haney's name was mentioned with
Wow.
myself and Saudi on the 12th of October. That would have been on the Better Behave and People card. I was getting 6 weeks notice, and then when we said yes, within the within 24 hours, we were aware that Devin Haney had just completely pulled off the card. Completely, he wasn't going to fit on the card. So I
Yeah.
think it was just a proposal from like Matchroom or whoever the matchmaker saying, "Had Sean McComb fancy Devin Haney 12th of October." Obviously, we jumped at the opportunity, but at that stage, they probably hadn't even brought that to Devin Haney and his team yet.
Right.
And when they did, he was probably only back from training. or back to training from the Ryan Garcia fight, he's probably just said no. But it still makes sense because when you think about it, Devin Haney boxed Ryan Garcia. He was dropped maybe 3 or 4 times in that fight.
Yeah.
He lost. Obviously Ryan Garcia came in heavier and he was bigger and all the rest of it. And then obviously the decision was overturned because of the drug failure situation with Ryan Garcia. But I think it was good matchmaking to even ask me because obviously the Arnold Barboza fight on the same card. Realistically, I won the fight. Everyone
Yeah.
knows I won the fight, including Matchroom, including Barboza. And I'm not a big puncher. I'm skillful, but I'm not a big puncher.
Yeah.
So it's a good sell for if it's Matchroom doing the show. It's a good sell for Matchroom because they're getting me in against the world champion. If I had to beat Barboza, I was ranked number 1 in the world. So they're probably going to look at me like they get sell like that to say
Yeah.
McComb is he beat the world number 1,
Yeah.
and
Decent
and
fighter.
then they can sell to Devin Haney because they can say, look, this guy's not a puncher. He's skillful, but he's not a puncher. And if you beat him well, then Arnold Barboza doesn't even come into the same conversation as you.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully somewhere down the line it still gets spoke about, and on a later, even if it's a later date next year or whatever, when he decides to fight again. But yeah, just have to stay positive.
Well, that's nice to see there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and your name is being mentioned in those sort of fights. So I
Yeah,
think in the Ring magazine belt in your division's vacant at the minute as well, isn't it? I think,
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is vacant at the minute.
and you've
But I
still
mean,
got enough ranking to be up there for that.
there's a lot of world champions now that have just recently changed. They're all like Liam Paro's obviously just come on the scene.
Correct.
This is the beauty of it. People are just coming on the scene like from who aren't expected to. There's been a lot of upsets recently in
Yeah.
boxing. Overall, I believe there's just been a lot. Like even the Devin Haney losing to Ryan Garcia, that was a big upset.
Yeah.
Um, and then you've Liam Paro winning. Pitbull has lost. And, like, loads of people are losing, and that's good because at that level, it's a game of who gets the tactics right.
Yeah.
And
That was
and
seeing you down to the ground, of course.
yeah, of course, 100%.
Well, listen, it's good to hear that there's maybe some murmurings and that you might get yourself out there, and you deserve that opportunity, mate, because you've worked hard and like we've said it for many months now. You beat Barbosa, you just didn't get the decision, so it will be really good to see what opportunity you get next. But whatever it is, I'm certain that you'll get a good one. So that's
Yeah,
it's
fingers
good.
crossed.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. Now, listen, there's been a bit of boxing going on recently, last few days,
Yeah.
and a fellow friend of yours, Mr. Anthony Cacace, he went to war with Josh Warrington and put on a very dominant display, even though he would say it wasn't his best performance. What did you make of that fight? It was a good ending, wasn't it? A good fight.
No, it was a great fight. I thought the tactics from Anthony Hikachi and his team, Michael Hawkins,
Yeah,
thought the tactics were spot on. There's no point in going in and going to war with Josh Warrington, walking right into his game plan. He throws punches and bunches and he's relentless how he does it. Um, and I think how Hikachi handled that was brilliant. He was just throwing single punches and then spoiling. So he just took any rhythm that Warrington could build away from him. And honestly another great win. And I think over the last whatever couple of months, it's just going to show you how good Kakachi really is,
yeah,
and how good some Irish fighters are that get overlooked for so long with
I
promoters,
agree.
and then they show. Like Kakachi, imagine Kakachi had the backing from the start of his career that he's getting at the end of his career.
It would have been frightening where he would have gone.
Exactly. Like he could have had like British boxing, British television could have had a superstar.
Well, there's still
You know
time.
what I mean? I know there's still time, and it's showing now that they might very well still do have a superstar.
Yeah,
But if they had have had that from the start, they would have had like an out and out. They could have potentially had an out and out superstar. Um, and that just goes to show you the lack of backing going into like maybe Irish or Belfast fighters is it's maybe something that shouldn't maybe be overlooked as much in the future.
I think you've definitely between yourself um, and Anthony in the recent months have definitely put Belfast on the map for boxing, and I can only see positive things happening. There's a lot of really good feedback on both the fights, and I
Yeah,
mean Anthony now has got opportunities that he says himself. I've almost achieved everything I wanted to achieve in boxing. Everything now is a bonus, and I can go and fight the likes of possibly Lomachenko, for example. If he steps
yeah,
up to, lightweight, he could go and fight Lomachenko in Vegas. I mean, a year ago, he didn't even think he would be fighting Joe Cordina.
yeah. I know exactly. That's just the beauty. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, he
You're always only one win away. That's the difference. Like
he did. We
even
did.
me now.
We're very lucky to have done like a bit of a film with him, spent some time with him over the last sort of 12 months. And one of the things he said was, if I give any advice to young boxers coming up, it looks like it's so far away, but it's only one punch away.
Yeah,
Success.
of course. It is, and that's what I mean. It's only even though I lost to Barboza and whatever else, it's I'm still only one fight away. And
Yeah,
like imagine that fight had I went off with Devin Haney. When I said yes to that fight, I said yes with every ounce of belief that I'll beat him.
yeah.
And that's another win away from life changing opportunities. Like, and that's what I believe in. I believe just once I get that opportunity, I'll take it. I did take it, but I didn't get it. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean? I only got 4 weeks notice for Arnold Barboza. 4 weeks notice,
it's not a lot,
and
mate.
I was sick for one of those weeks, so I got 3 weeks training to fight Barboza, and I'll do the same again, even with 4 weeks. If it comes again, knock on the door, I'll be ready to take it in 4 weeks notice.
Preferably that you're not sick.
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you what,
prefer.
I want to ask you, I mean, you've boxed at Madison Square Gardens now, which is an iconic venue, something probably a lot of boxers will never get to do. What was it like standing there ready and being announced and walking out into that crowd?
I just think I think a lot of fighters would maybe get overwhelmed.
Yeah,
There was superstars in attendance, like Mike Tyson sitting ringside, you'd 21 Savage, the rapper, all these like celebrities, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, all like the same as probably well, obviously the same as Wembley and all the Saudi
yeah,
cards. It didn't overwhelm me at all. I just knew that they're like even the whole fight week, I knew they were there to watch me. I didn't care. Do you know what
yeah,
I mean? It wasn't like it was like early on in the show and the place was empty. It was co-main event.
yeah,
The co-main event, the place was full to the brim, and like it didn't bother me in the slightest because I've boxed my whole life from I was 8 years old. I've boxed in some of the best venues in the world. Um, and it never changed my performance anywhere I went. When I'm switched on, it was never gonna change my
Did you
tactics or what I'm gonna do. I
did you
just took it
enjoy
all
it?
straight. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. I was just in the zone and just like they're here to watch me. Like that was my attitude, no matter who it was. And I think by the even in the commentary when I watched the fight back and the commentating, they always thought I started off fast because I had to be like, and they were always so like biased in the fact that they thought this won't last long. Like Barboza will start to come in here in fourth, fifth, sixth round, and they were like, hold on a minute, he's
going on
not
it.
coming into it.
Yeah.
And then one of the commentators was like, yeah, but still, you still got time yet. And the other commentator was like, I don't think Mahomes slowing down here anytime soon. Like, I was
Mm.
getting more comfortable as I went along. And I knew that. I just knew it. I knew that I could beat him. And I told every one of my friends, I don't tell anyone to back me, but I told every one of my mates that and a group chat that I'm in that to back me, I'm gonna win. And I was 7-1 to
Wow.
win. And I told them all to back me. He says, back me, I'm gonna win. Like, and some of the lads had a couple of quid on me to win and Ryan Garcia to win. It was paying 55 to 1. and
Oh,
I beat and I beat it. The double.
wow. Wow, mate.
I beat it. So there you go.
I'm just looking at my phone here. Andy O'Neill, the cut man's just sent me that Oasis video that's a little bit naughty when you open it. Then I'm not opening it.
Oh yeah. I can open that.
He's
He
trying to do me
he
over.
he probably knows you're on Zoom.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Whereabouts would you like to box that you haven't boxed so far in your career? Is there somewhere that you go, I've got to box here before I finish?
Um. No, I believe of like I believe I've ticked most of the boxes. Like I've boxed in Windsor Park here in Belfast. I've boxed in the SSE Arena. I've boxed and I've boxed in Boston. I've boxed in New York. I've maybe now only recently is probably Saudi. Go to Saudi and soak up. The reason being is because it's literally full of superstars from every era.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It would be a pleasure to just to be there and show your skill in front of all them people.
And they
As I
love
say,
it out there.
yeah, 100%. I just believe I believe they would enjoy my style. People who understand boxing would really enjoy my style.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. And out there, it's a different atmosphere. Obviously, I'm very lucky enough to have been a couple of times now, and it's not as crazy as perhaps Wembley would be, but they
Yeah,
connoisseurs, they watch, they know what you're doing, they understand why you're fighting a certain way. So, like you said, your style would suit Saudi Arabia, very much. I think they'd like you out there.
yeah. I just think that they appreciate the boxing a bit more. The people that they invite that are all the superstars from, like I say, every area, they understand boxing. The promoters understand boxing.
Yeah.
Turkey understands boxing, and they would just appreciate the style. Um, and it's just something I would maybe love to take off.
Well, if anyone can get you there, Lee Eaton can get you there, mate.
Lee Eaton's the man. I'm sure he's always working. As I say, I always say this. He's always behind the scenes and he just pops up out of the blue, and I'm like, what is it? What is it? And it's always been something good.
Yeah.
Um, from a then on, like I say, Emily, he just pops up. He knows I don't torture him for fights. I just trust that he's working behind the scenes. I know he's always working, and sometimes he just switches off, or he just pops up randomly out of the blue, and he's like, Sean, we're working on this fight, and there's no bullshit with him. So
No, there isn't.
I appreciate that.
I spoke to him last week actually, and your name popped up, and he's like, "I'm working on a few things for Sean." So let's keep our fingers crossed. You can get yourself out on one of those big Saudi cards in the near future, mate.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll just keep training away anyway, and hopefully something pops up.
Well, listen, it's really, really good to speak to you, my friend, and congratulations again on getting married. You've got to do what you're told now, haven't you?
I always did anyway, Jonathan. I always
Bef-
did.
Before we go, mate, I just want to have a quick update. Your missile fit gym and stuff, it's going from strength to strength. I see lots and lots of stuff online, loads of people enjoying it. Just tell us a little bit about the progress of missile fit.
Yeah, well, look, obviously, me and Marty, my mate Marty, best mate, we've a wee gym, Missile Fitness, and as you say, summertime's always a quieter time, so it's starting to pick up again now after
Yeah.
kids go back to school and everybody's back in the routine. We have a new challenge starting next week for running right up to Halloween. Um, and we're expecting a lot of new members in through the door, so it's a good time to get signed up before Christmas. We all know people want to drop a few pounds before Christmas, and we're just hoping that when we open this challenge, that the floodgates open and people start pouring in the gym, and it keeps us busy. And as I say, we love helping people. We're a good community, and we're masters at helping people drop weight. You know what I mean? Dropping the pounds before Christmas.
I'll tell you what, I wish you were in my neck of the woods, mate. I could do with a few pounds coming off. All this
I know,
traveling's taking its toll, mate.
right? That's it. Eating on the go all the time.
Yeah, eating the wrong things as well. Well, listen, mate, it's really good to speak to you. Good to see you. We'll keep our fingers crossed that something nice pops up for you in the next couple of months. And when it does, we will be there, mate.
100%. 100%. Thanks for having me on, Jonathan. Appreciate it.
Always good to see you, mate. Take care.
You too, mate. Take care.